pizza.
Oh, I'm so hungry. Mmm, fried scream tail.
Hello everybody, welcome back to The Lost Mine. Today we're doing yet another post-rotation deck profile. Today's going to be Gardevoir. Guardy is going to be quite a bit different post-rotation. We lose quite a few core pieces, like we lose Shining Arcana Gardevoir, we lose the Celebration Zacian, we lose Fog Crystal, Level Ball, and VIP Pass, so we do lose quite a few consistency cards and our main attackers. But there are replacements available in the post-rotation format for basically all of those. The only real difference, we're not going to be able to abuse Reversal Energy as much as we used to, or at all. And we're not going to have the same Ball Surge cards. We're going to have to replace VIP with Buddy Poffin and some less than ideal item cards, which we will see later in replacing Level Ball and Fog Crystal. But to start, we're still playing a Guardy deck. We are playing 4 Ralts, still playing one of the Memory Skip. This is mostly for Charizard. It can come up sometimes. Charizard only has the 1 attack, so we can use Memory Skip, turn off the Darkness, or Burning Darkness. I was going to say Darkness Ablaze, that's a set. And then 3 of the 70 hit point Ralts, not that it really matters. We do also lose the Mirage Step Curlia, unfortunately, so going to be a little bit more reliant on setting up a couple Ralts turn 1. Not really going to be able to get away with just doing 1 into the Mirage Step, as we used to, but the nice part about this is we do have the option of getting up to 4 Refinement Curlias and play at once. So, next, we do not have, like I said, Shining Arcana Gardevoir, so we're sticking with just the 2 Psychic Embrace as our only Guardies to evolve with. Downside of this, against mostly Sableye decks, is all of your Curlias stay at 80 hit points. We don't have 140 HP anymore on a 1-prizer, like with the Reversal Energy, you used to be able to just put a clean 140 active and then take a knockout, whereas you don't have that option anymore at all. You can think about playing Gallade with the, it's from Astral Radiance, I think it's Buddy Catch, put that on the screen. 3 for 160, you move an energy to the bench, and you can search for a supporter once per turn. Sounds good in theory as a decent 1-prizer, but you'll see our basics are just more efficient, and then losing a Refinement is huge. You don't want to be losing that, because that's what's going to let you dig through your deck, and searching up for a supporter is not going to be as efficient as just a Refinement. So next up, we have some familiar faces as attackers, and we got some new ones. We see Drifloon here. This is going to be our main 1-prize, like, one-shot option with the Balloon Blast. We're going to be doing 30 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon, so without any modifiers like a tool, you're going to be doing 180 with the 6 damage counters on this. As soon as we put a Bravery Charm, we're going to be doing up to 300, and then with a Moonlit Hill on that, we're going to be doing 330 because we can go to the odd damage counter and get that extra 30 damage out of it. So we can be one-shotting Zards with this thing pretty easily, especially with the help of the new supporter from the new set, which we'll see in a second here, which lets you help to assemble your combos pretty easily. But Drifloon's going to be your nuke option. You can recycle Super Rod. We have multiple tools, so you're going to be using this quite a few times, usually twice through a game, but more than 1 copy is kind of redundant. We're playing Hisuian Heavy Ball and multiple Super Rods, so we can get those back. Next we have Scream Tail. This is going to be kind of similar. We've been playing this pre-rotation, but Roaring Scream does 20 to one of your opponent's Pokemon, any of them, for each damage counter on this. So a really efficient sniping option. Also going to be a one-shot option for the active with the Luxurious Cape, plus 100 hit points. You can do 360 with this, 240 with the Bravery Charm, and we can push 260 with the Moonlight Hill, or up to 180, which can kill like Lumineons without any tools if you use the Moonlight Hill. But even just the 160 with 4 on this is going to be killing Squawkabilly, which is a really big thing to be taking 2 prize cards. We can go like Counter Catcher or Prime Catcher up something dead, or like not able to attack, and then we can kill bench stuff and kind of do tricky things that way with Iono combos to really disrupt your opponent. Still playing Cresselia. This thing is a beast against Lost Zone decks when you have a Bravery Charm on it. I know I've been testing with Lucas, and this thing was a monster. Even just Lunar Blasting through with a 170 hit point Cresselia makes them hit it, and then you can start Moonglow reversing. You do need to be more careful now that the Curlias can't really attack aside from Miracle Force, so you can't be spreading damage super willy-nilly, and then you have like the option of Shining Arcana before rotation, but we don't have that anymore as an option. But it's still very good. Still definitely worth playing. We're not playing Jirachi in this list. Very much might be needed if Sableye does keep being popular post-rotation, but I haven't seen like a lot of hype around Sableye yet on Lost Zone decks. I have felt that Buddy Poffin is actually quite a large downgrade to Battle VIP Pass. Not being able to find Greninja as easily is really huge, and then with Tina, not being able to get Tina is obviously a big problem, so maybe Sableye decks are on the decline. We can get away without Jirachi now that there's no Yoga Loop, but we'll see. Last attacker here is going to be Mimikyu EX, so this is like our pseudo replacement to Zacian V. Energy Burst here, oops, just 30 for each energy on both active Pokemon. So as soon as they have 2 energies on them, they are going to be doing, this is the same damage modifier as Zacian V. We got 60 plus 30. If they have more energy, it's actually more efficient than Zacian V, but the downside is you can't really aggressively gust things and attack with this as easily. You're going to be doing 0 base if they don't have any energy on them. But with the like obvious use of Psychic Embrace, we can use Charms to upgrade the HP, so this is going to be a really good one-shot option. Pretty similar to Zacian V in practice. Also has Void Return, 30 switch to the bench. Might be good if you start this. But Mimikyu is a pretty strong replacement for Zacian V. Definitely not as good, doesn't have Roar of the Sword either, but it's what we have, and it's what we gotta play. And then our last two Pokemon here, we've got Manaphy, Radiant Greninja. These are mainstays. You kind of need to be playing these against other Screamtails. Obviously, Moonlight Shuriken is going to be huge into Manaphy. We do lose Rapid Flow and Yogaloop, so maybe Manaphy is a little less needed than it used to be, but it's still like very relevant, and I wouldn't be not playing it, especially into like this new blind format. For supporters, we're still rocking the 4 Iono. I'm choosing no research in this build. It might be a mistake, but with the new supporter Cryptomaniac, that has just been feeling like basically double comp search. That's what it is, because you can play this and then Iono, or Refinement or Concealed cards into it. So I haven't really felt the need to like aggressively dig with research, so just disrupting with the 4 Iono has felt the best. Early game, obviously still a very strong supporter. Draw 6, draw 5, even draw 4 is fine. And then like spamming this into your opponent, especially like Lost Zone decks, that kind of thing, is just going to depilate their hand and set up throughout the game as you go. To Cryptomaniac, this card is actually, the more I play with this card, the more I realize how much better this is than Mallow. It's the exact same card as Mallow, but the context of this format is just way different than when Mallow was legal. Having Iono instead of N, like imagine if Mallow just said you stack your deck against N. That never happened, and Mallow is still very strong. This card has instant access to the top 2 in a lot of decks with Radiant Greninja, and then you have the automatic Iono proofing throughout the game. So you can just stack like Boss plus like the Ultra Ball you need for the Guardi EX next turn, or like your attacker plus Boss or Gust or whatever you need. So if they Iono you, you're just guaranteed to have the game the next turn, and then like mid-game, you're able to find like the Balloon Blast combo really easily. You can Cryptomaniac for Moonlit Hill and Bravery Charm, and then you just have the 330 into things like Zard. So this card has felt very strong. I might even consider going up to 3. I don't think 4 is appropriate, but I could see 3. Right now the 2 has kind of felt fine as like your supplemental. Wouldn't call it a draw supporter, but it can help you turn 1. Like say you go turn 1 Cryptomaniac going second, you already have access to Greninja. You just go concealed cards for 2 Buddy Poffins, then you're fully set up. So very strong supporter. 1 boss for Gust. This is normally what Guardi plays. We're playing 3 Gust options. We have the 2 items and then the 1 boss. Like I said, Buddy Poffin, this is going to be a new card from the new set. Search your deck for up to 2 base Pokemon with 70 HP or less, put them straight onto your bench. This is going to help you get Ralts and Manaphy. Also can find Drifloon, so this is going to be able to help you recycle your attackers through the Drifloon there. This is probably the biggest downgrade. 4 copies of Great Ball. We don't have Level Ball, we don't have Fog Crystal, like I said earlier. And this is feeling like the next best option. You could go with Capturing Aroma if you really wanted, but that card is just 50-50 flip to usually find Curly as what I want this to be finding. Having a search card that is able to, I shouldn't even call Great Ball search, item Pokemon grabbing card that can find Curlias and Ralts is very important. With pre-rotation, you had 4 level balls, so you could just really easily find your Curlias. But now if you're Ultra Balling for Curlias only, or just saying you're going to draw them, then you have to Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards, Refinement, so you're discarding 4 cards to draw 2 and get a Curlia. So that's a pretty negative trade for your hand size. So the Great Ball finding a Curlia can also find Ralts turn 1, obviously. And then once your deck starts getting thinner, you can find like your attackers. Once your deck is like maybe 15 cards or something, you're pretty likely to hit. Remaining ball search, we've got 3 Ultra Ball, 2 Nest Ball, 1 Hisuian. I like the Hisuian over the 3rd Nest because we're playing so many 1-ofs. Also pretty easy to be finding like a Ralts. Prizing a Ralts is a lot more painful than pre-rotation because no more Mirage Step. And then we have the 2 Nest Ball just to help us search. It is possible that this should just be like 4 Nest, 4 Ultra, cut the Great Balls. But like I said, having another out to be finding your Curlias with is really important. 2 Candy. Candy is definitely less important. I wouldn't be playing 3 anymore because we're not going to be able to Candy into Arcana. But it is still very important to like go straight from Ralts to Gardevoir, or hitting turn 2 Candy is also very strong. Not that hard with Cryptomaniac. You can literally stack Candy Guardi at the top of your deck and you're rolling. 2 Super Rod for acceleration, or sorry, recovery. Still need Super Rod, obviously. Don't really need more, don't really need less. Kind of a little bit like, say less and more important. You're not recycling entire Guardi lines like you used to. It's more so just getting back like your 1-of attackers, maybe a Gardevoir and a Drifloon, or like a Screamtail to recycle, or maybe get back your Mimikyu. So it's really good for just chaining your attackers because we have so many 1-ofs. And then we have 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Prime Catcher. Prime Catcher is just strictly better than Counter Catcher. As of now, I haven't seen any ace specs that I think are better than Prime Catcher and Guardi because it's a switch plus a boss. If anyone hasn't watched our previous deck profile, Prime Catcher says switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. If you do, your active goes to the bench. You switch. So it's a boss and a switch in the same card on an item. Pretty nuts. 2 Bravery Charm and 1 Luxurious Cape. Able to find these with Cryptomaniac really easily. Lux Cape is going to let your Screamtail be a one-shot option. And then it's going to let your Drifloon also be a one-shot option if you really need it to, but you can go Moonlight Hill plus Charm with Drifloon. But mostly there for the Screamtail to have like, you have a one-shot, you have a one-shot, you have a one-shot without Super Rod. You have 3 things that can take a one-hit knockout. Then for stadiums, we have 1 Moonlit Hill. This is not from Temporal Forces. This is going to be Paldean Fates. So this will actually be illegal for a little bit before rotation. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a basic Psychic Energy from their hand and heal 30 from each of their Pokemon. So obvious synergy with Gardevoir EX. You're going to be able to get to an odd number to attack for more damage with your Screamtail and your Drifloon. Also Mimikyu EX as well pushes you an extra 30. And then it's nice for when you're retreating with Curlias. You can heal the 40 down to a 10, and then it's It's just really nice against Sableye decks as well. It's a wonderful stadium. I wouldn't be playing more than one. You only really activate it once a game. If it sticks, it's nice because it also been Psychics, but still rocking one Collapsed here. Nice to clear a bench spot. Nice to also keep one prize board state. If you put a Gardevoir EX down, you can use the ability to charge up your Pokemon and then discard it so you can't get boss for game. And then for Psychics, or Energies, we're playing 12 Psychic. No more Reversal anymore. Don't have that as an option because we're not playing Evolutions. But yeah, still playing, obviously needing Psychic Energies, and no Fog Crystal, so we need to find them more often. So I've been happy with 12. Could maybe cut to 11, maybe add like another Cryptomaniac or a Researcher, another Support or something like that, maybe some more Ball Search, but I've been liking the 12 just because it lets you find it earlier. You're always going to have concealed cards target. So yeah, Gardevoir is going to be still very strong post rotation. If anyone's doubting Gardevoir, the concept stays the same. You're still drawing a lot of cards, you're still taking knockouts and up trading with 1 prizers, and you still have a 2 prize beat stick with the Mimikyu. So nothing's really changed. It's just a little bit weaker because you don't have the obvious like Gardevoir deck synergy of playing your Kirlias. You have 2 broken Kirlias, you have the broken Shining Arcana, and you have Gardevoir EX, so the whole line is broken. Now it's more of like a Gardevoir EX deck with support attackers as opposed to just a pure Gardevoir deck. So this has been our post-rotation Gardevoir deck profile with a Lost Mine. It's been me, Landen. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Please expect more from us. We're going to be doing gameplay videos soon, and we've got some more deck profiles coming out with some more fun intros like this one here. So this has been Landen. Take care. Thanks for watching.